All right, we are live. Hey, I'm your boy D Rob, and I wanted to say welcome to all you leaders and emerging leaders. Thank you for joining me for Monday PDs for Leaders. Hey, today I want to talk about four behavior styles within the leadership behaviors within leadership. Um, I think it's important that, for one, that as for emerging leaders to understand that leadership is a mindset. Leadership is influence. And for us as emerging leaders to be effective in our leadership, we first must lead ourselves. So you ask, how do I lead myself as a leader? I believe one aspect in leading yourself is being able to understand who you are as an individual person and as a leader. See, within this matriarch of leader, there are four behavior styles that leaders identify with. One is autocratic leader. Two is democratic leader. Three is a participatorial style leader. Four is a bureaucratic leader or behavior style. DISC, the DISC, yep, I said that right. DISC assessment helps us align our behavior styles with those four particular leadership personality or behavior styles: autocratic, democratic, participatorial, and bureaucratic leadership styles. As a DISC certified coach, I help leaders identify their strengths as individuals as well as their strengths as leaders. And so I want to go over with you some um, a brief description how this can help you first identify the leader within, that's being you, who you are, and then help you identify some characteristics and strengths to be a more effective leader, where you by witness or can identify your leadership style. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get right into it. And we're talking, uh-oh, get that off. You see your boy face? Yep, yep. We're going right into DISC and what DISC is. And we're going to go further into the four behavior styles um, associated with leadership. So what is DISC? DISC is built around four unique behavior styles and how those qualities of each behavior style impact the way we approach people, task, leadership, and team building. The purpose of DISC is used as a non-judgmental tool for discussion for people's behaviors and differences. Dr. William Marston is the inventor of the DISC personal behavior assessment test. He was a lawyer and a psychologist. Matter of fact, he was an author too. He invented the lie detector test, as well as he created the character Wonder Woman. And if you know anything about Wonder Woman, you knew she stood on truth. She lassoed you up, strung it tight, and you begin to tell the truth about what happened, right? Yeah, remember that the Wonder Woman show? I used to love it. So what is DISC? DISC, the D, the I, the S, and C, is typically color coordinated. Red representing D, yellow representing I, green representing S, and blue representing C. However, depending on who's teaching it and how they arrange the colors can change. So don't be so caught on the color, then more so than the letter, the initial, and its character word. Right? Okay. So in DISC we have the D, which means dominance. Oftentimes, people who have a dominant behavior style are result oriented, they're driven, they're focused, and they can competitive. They can also seem a little bit irritable or angry. I, which corresponds to yellow, or influencing. These individuals are persuasive, inspiring, enthusiastic. Green, or S, stabilizing behavior, is amiable, democratic, and they're patient. And C, the blue, or cautious. These behavior styles exemplify analytical skills. They're very detail oriented and they're systematic. So how does this personality represent you? Well, maybe you have heard this term. He's a high D or she's a high S. I'm a high I. What's really being communicated here is that while my natural behavior is who I am in the natural, while I have an alternate behavior, but it represents who I am when things are a bit uncomfortable and I'm not normally in my natural environment or normal environment. So, what do I mean by that? Natural and adaptive behaviors. So, naturally, let's say you're right handed. When you begin to write with your right hand, you write freely. Not much thought, it's very easy and it flows. However, if you would switch the pen from your right to your left and you begin to write with your left hand, all of a sudden things become adaptable. You're thinking about how to create the letter. You're more in tune in what you're doing. You're natural and adapt. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, that's the difference between your natural and adaptive behaviors. So you'll get two results identifying what you look like in the natural and what your behavior style looks like in your adaptive. So in reading the disc, I would understand that as a high D, you're dominant, you're a result oriented person, you're focus driven, you're even competitive. However, you're very outgoing and task oriented. As an I would read your disc profile or behavior as you're an influencer, you're persuasive, you're inspiring, you're enthusiastic, you're very outgoing, and you're people oriented. Now, let me clarify what outgoing is. It really just says whether you are a extrovert. Hmm, interesting, right? So, as a S, being stable, I would understand your disc profile to say to me that you're stable, you're amiable, you're democratic, and you're patient. You're a people person. However, you're reserved, meaning you're an introvert. And for the C behavior style, I will understand that that personality style will represent you as cautious, analytical, detail oriented, and systematic. While you're not very outgoing or a people person, but you are task oriented and reserved. You're an introvert. Does any of these behavior styles uh, do you identify with? Does it make sense? Can you see yourself in these particular behavior styles? Yeah, I kind of figured so. Well, listen, 13,000 people was conducted a survey, or conducted in a survey about this behavior style, and this is what we found: that the D, the dominant style, 19% of the world's population relates to being or having a dominant behavior, while 35% of the world population identify with the I being influential. Hmm, interesting. Yet, our stability or S behavior style, 30%, 32% of the world population identify with being a S, be having a S behavior. And 28% of the world's population identify with the C behavior style. That's right, cautious and analytical. Pretty interesting, huh? Yeah, I thought so myself too. But it even gets much more interesting because while you are identifying for yourself some behavior styles, let me clue you in to some people that you may know and their particular behavior styles. The D, Michael Jordan, dominant, assertive, result focused, rapid decision making, can be aggressive on the court, highly impatient because he wants the ball, but yet he desires to lead a winning team. Any D's out there? Hmm. How about you, eyes? Do many of you know Eric Thomas? That's right. I'm talking about E.T., the hip hop preacher, influential. This guy is very outgoing. He's persuasive. He's people oriented. He's optimistic. And he's a very effective and strong communicator. Powerful. Any eyes? How about S's? Maybe you have the steadiness of Martin Luther King. You're patient. You favor stability. You're not taking risk, and you operate at a steady pace. Or could it be you're the C, more like a Spike Lee, who's cautious, analytical, precise, trusting values and structure, and believes in standards? Hmm, you tell me. Listen, that is a brief look of who you are as an individual and how your behavior style can impact others. Now, how do we relate this to the four behavior styles within leadership? Well, absolutely. We're going to take a look here. Let me exit out this screen. Let me open up a new, there we go. Let's go. Yeah, leadership styles and identifying our own leadership behavior. So now let's go back over those four particular leadership styles. We were talking about autocratic. We were talking about democratic. We were talking about participatorial leaders and bureaucratical leadership styles, right? We're going to take a quick look at how these four leadership styles um, level up or equivalent to the DISC behavior styles. So, in understanding the four leadership behavior styles, we're talking autocratic leaders. They're self starters, they're result oriented, they're quick decision makers, and they take charge. Does that sound like you? Are you a high D, dominant? You're focused, you're driven, you're a take charge type of leader? Hmm, think about that. Maybe you're a democratic leader. You're a motivator. You're enthusiastic. You love being around people. That sounds much like our high eyes, our influencers. Hmm, interesting, right? Or could it be you're a participatory type leader? You're loyal, you're focused, you're cooperative, and you're people oriented. And please forgive my spelling on focused. I just caught that. Could it be you are a high S? You're stable. You're what was it? Uh, yeah, you're loyal. You're focused. You're people oriented. Or is it you're a bureaucratic leader? The C, the high C, cautious. You're highly analytical. You hold to standards, and you're focused on detail and systematic. Man, give that and let that ponder in your mind just for a little bit. As we all know, leadership is mindset. And for us as emerging leaders to be effective leaders, I believe it's highly important that we as leaders understand who we are as leaders and grow to be effective leaders. So, if you're a leader and you want to go further in understanding your behavior style of who you are, some strengths that you carry with you, and some limitations, listen, set up your one-on-one appointment with me, and let's dive deep into who you are as a person and your potential for being an effective leader within your organization. For you organizational leaders, you want to help enhance performance and enhance and expand culture within your organization. Listen, reach out to me. Connect with my booking agent Renee. Let's talk about some ways how we can work together and bring value to your leaders as well as your emerging leaders within your corporation. Nothing is more important than being able to take your organization to the next level by enhancing its performance and expanding its culture. Hey, I'm your boy D Rob, and I am your leadership guru. I want to say thank you for taking the time and joining me on this Monday's Leadership PD for Leaders. Hey, I'll see you every Monday at 10 a.m. for Monday PDs for Leaders. Till then, please check the Facebook page or visit my webpage at dwaynehroberts.com. And if you like this content, by all means, share it. Drop me a line. Let us know what we can do better. Or maybe you can share with me some things that your organization or you as a leader may be struggling with and would like help with. Until next time, God bless.